few months back you saw me fit an upstairs bedroom to my van, but this wasn't the only plan I had for the roof area. The roof's always been dead space and crying out for something, and I've always planned on putting a roof deck up here. Way back at Amberlease during a supply run, Marie had returned home to find that there was a massive clear out, and in a pile destined for the skip laid her dad's old stage. She asked if it was any good to me, and as if by fate it was perfect. Lightweight aluminium, built to last. The moment I saw it I knew exactly what it was perfect for, and it spurred me on to start the project. So this stuff is an old stage, it's a frame of a stage, and it's scrap, it was going in the bin. So I'm making it a roof rack with tilting solar array somehow. I've even got things like these that I'm going to keep, and they'll like swing out and I can hang stuff off them. Secondary washing line, stuff like that. 2 on this side, 2 on that side. It does need cutting down and tinkering quite a lot. Some of the brackets are in wrong places, but it's just aluminium box, so I can pop with it and bolt through as and where I need stuff. And then it will get bonded and bolted down, sprayed black, and yeah, I think it's going to look pretty damn good. Unfortunately, the day that I started this, the wind just got horrendous. I'm going to go ahead and mute this. Yeah, the wind was terrible. It's ruined most of the audio of this section of the video, so it's just going to be nice soft music playing. But yeah, in the real world, obviously getting on the roof and doing jobs up there in this weather, not ideal. You'd already claimed one victim, my tape measure, by whipping it back and breaking it. But I had a bee in my bonnet, so despite the elements and all the hints telling me not to, I got started anyway. I started by going through each section and figuring out the best way of going about it, cutting bits down so that it suited the profile of the van, and generally just having a bit of a head scratch and figuring out how best to go about it. But to be honest, not a massive amount needed doing. The 2 long sections that you see here were really well suited. I just cut the excess off, moved a few brackets, and cut out the top right section at the back to allow for the ladder. Once everything was cut and I made sure it all fitted, it was time to start bolting it all together. Originally the stage was all held together with hinges and then brackets that swing over and lock in place. I kept a lot of them for the straight section as they worked well, but for the corners I wanted a more permanent fixture, so I added some riv nuts and then bolted the 2 sections together. With that, it was time for a trial fit, making sure everything measures up and fits right, and then start marking it for things like the fixing holes. I had an essential break to wear a certain spaniel out. These parts of the day are much needed, otherwise I get one mad dog in the evening. Once that was over, it was time to get back on with the other side. You can see now just how bad the wind got from Lance's ears and hair. The audio was just completely knackered, but I plodded on anyway.
Listen to me.
I had quite a few extra hinges and bits of bar, so on this side I've come up with a Wi-Fi antenna. Antenna wire is going to feed through this here, and on normal occasions that will just sit like that and the antenna will sit on top, internet. And then when I get to a place where it's kind of struggling for internet. Oh my god, unbelievable. Alright, I'll dub this then, shall I? Where it's struggling for internet, I'll just raise it up like this and yard something, and it's all done. That's the other bit on, but it was at this point the wind got so bad I just decided to call it a day. Instead I got inside, lit the fire and slow cooked a chilli and just hoped that the next day would bring slightly better weather. Day 2 of roof rack and solar array, and I don't know why I'm talking like Forrest Gump. I'm still in the, I made a chilli last night and I'll be honest, it was enough for 6 people. There's chilli again all day today, but I'm in a bit of a chilli coma, so motivation's low, and it's also probably pretty dangerous to be getting on the roof right now because the wind is so strong. I'm literally rocking here. Oh, there it is. It's getting riv-nutted in the roof and sealed. I do have my reservations about riv-nutting in the roof because I'm essentially putting holes in the roof. Riv-nutting anywhere else, love it. In the roof, I'll overcome that with, for now, silicone. I think silicone in the holes so that it can be retaken back out, and then when it gets painted and put on permanently, that silicone will be replaced with PU, new bolts and PU. Big old blobs around the holes as well, so as it sits down it will just all seal up and shouldn't leak. I want it to be strong, and if I tech bolt it, I don't think they'll be strong enough for, say, tying the hammock onto it, or worst case, God forbid, somebody trips up there and they need something to grab. Me and Ash come up with an idea yesterday that I think needs to happen. Once it's up and on, we can do like a 4-point harness and have someone up there, and I think we need to recreate a Mad Max drive along, you know, with the guy and the guitar and the flames coming out of it. I think we need to bomb down this field and recreate that. Yeah, all of this is irrelevant anyway because it's a bit too windy to be up there doing all this at the minute. I did nearly fall off yesterday. Stood up a bit quick as a gust of wind come, and it nearly took me over my solar panels and off over the slap head. So I'm going to have another coffee. The sun is actually out now. Maybe we've got a nice break. I hope so. But it wasn't. A bit later on it did calm down, so I got back up and carried on. It really didn't feel right drilling big holes in my roof like this.
There's big holes in my roof.
At this point it might look like I'm having a go at Lance, but I'm not. I'm actually having a go at the chickens that are attacking Lance. I then have to get down off the roof to go and rescue it because the poor little git's just getting abused. You can see now why I thought they were knobs. If it was down to me, them chickens would have been in a fucking pot. Then it was just a case of copy paste for the other side. I'd also cut out the front section of each side that sits along the roof, as I realised that rainwater had no means of escape, so now with them gone, any water that flows towards the front can drain past and go out the drain holes. Now that the guardrails were fixed down, I could get onto some of the auxiliary things, like routing the Wi-Fi antenna through the new extension bar. I also had to slightly modify the chimney cap that me and Emma had made. The outside flare was just that little bit too long and would foul on the guardrail, so I took about 20mm off it and refitted.